Okay, so we're gonna do park in place with um, ID boring or setting. Yeah, quit talking. All right, so here's the part. It's in there, and I'm going to go File, Face and Drill. So I have a file. All it does is face and drill apart. Face, drill. Okay. And underneath it, because I'm in the number 6 folder, this is the number 6 boring bar. This is number 60 boring bar. It's smaller. 6 is bigger. So I've got a whole bunch of different sizes. So all I got to do when I want to check each of these sizes on that tool is open it up. So face and drill. It's gonna come in and to my G28, which I've set up as a park file or park position. Start. And that's it. That's the whole thing. So I'm going to go back here and I'm going to go to the 330 thou ID inner diameter. And the file looks like this. All it is ID turn. It starts at 310 thou, goes to 330 thou. 1250 RPM, 4 and 2 thou, 20 and 10 thou. Rough and finish cuts. I'm going to hit cancel because I don't want to mess this up. And then, so if I were making this brand new, I would then go edit. I would scroll down and there would be a bunch of stuff. I can get rid of that too, actually. There'd be a bunch of stuff right here. But here, let's just, you know what? Let's, conversation. Alright. Okay, so save, close. Okay, so there's essentially a brand new file. And we're going to edit this in the text editor. You can see here, there's all this stuff here. All I want to keep is X to 310. Z starts at 50 thou. What that means is it's going to start here and then go in the boring bar. And it's going to go to the diameter of 330 thou to the depth of minus 450 thou. Right? And then I'm going to get rid of this because when it's done boring, I want it to stay at 330 thou. And it's going to G30, which is just go back to park position. So save, close, okay. So we're going to cut with the number 6 tool to 330 thou diameter. Close the door. Hit start. Watch the magic. It's going to be 2 passes. When the holes get bigger, it'll end up being 3 or 4 or 5 passes, depending on how bigger. Okay, how do I measure the hole? Well, you can measure it at the butt end of your thing, but I like to clean it out first. Clean the hole. You want a clean hole, no matter what. Alright? And you can measure it, obviously using both hands. But that looks like about 328 and 5/10 thou. Or you can use this little doodaddy here. I'm going to try to get a magnet. So you stick this thing in the hole, you go whoop, and you unscrew it, and the end telescopes out. Let me see. Alright, you compress the little pins, you unscrew it once it's in the hole, then you can measure, and then you tighten it back down, and then you use the calipers to measure that. It's way nice. Alright, so I'm going to stick it in the little hole. Or you know, let's do it like that. Okay, so stick it down and screw it. I like to do it a little twisty to make sure I don't accidentally push on one side and compress it. We're going to measure. It should be 330. So we're at 300 and we're at 331. I'm kind of checking it at different spots. 3305, 330. So the calipers, after they get beat up a bit, it might not read so accurately. I'm going to call it 330. So if it was different than 330, what I would do is I would come in my offsets, I would change it to what it is on the calipers, and it's the same, so it doesn't matter. And then I'm going to go to the number 60 tool, which is the skinny one. I just did 330, so let's do 335. Okay, and if I scroll down and look at my code, I can see that I already deleted the crap underneath it. That would make it come out, go down, and then park. All it's going to do is stay at 350 thou diameter and park. So we're going to go ahead and start. Let's select the number 60 tool. You can see here 350 thou, and it's boring. Then it's just going to go backwards. Still at 350, going straight back. We're going to do this thing again. Clean any swarf out. S-W-A-R-F, swarf, it's a real word. And we're going to magnet that to that. And this is going to be fine, it'll fit in there. Give it a, unscrew this thing. Give it a little twisty around. Try to hold it straight, because if it's at an angle, when you tighten it, you might mess up the measurement it gives you. Okay, so this one is at 355 thou. 35, 45. I'm going to put it at 355. So it thinks it's at 350, but it's actually at 355. So we're going to go minus 0.355. There we go. Now those are set. And you would do the same thing with your number, my number 4, my internal threading tool, my external threading tool. What I would do is do my number 1, my turning. I would turn a small tenon, then I would hit it with I would do the offsets for that. Then I would take the external threading tool, touch it against that with the machine going at like 200 RPM, cut it at whatever speed you normally cut. I go at 2500 RPM. With your threading, just to make a mark in there, 200 RPM is fine. Same thing with the internal threading tool. And I like to, so I can see what I'm doing, I like to dry everything off fairly well. Clean it out. And I'm going to go in there with the Sharpie marker. And let's see. So we're going to go number 4 for internal. 200 right there, that controls your speed. Then you hit forward right there. Ooh, look at that. So that I can see what I'm doing. I like to use the keyboard to move the stuff. Alright. I don't have a very good magnet on here, but it's better than that. Alright, so my hole is 3550. Let's get this thing to like 340 something thousand. That's good enough. Yeah, I got light in there that I can't see. That's where the magnifying glass, why the paper around it, the poster board, so I can see without light reflections. So then I just get in there and I see, when it makes a mark. Okay. And then I'm going to hit escape, and then I'm going to come over here. And all I'm going to do is hit touch. It's only off by 2/10 thou, which is really good, which means I basically don't need to do anything. Then I'm gonna go number 1, 2500. I'm gonna get this guy out of the way just a little bit. Get this guy out of the way completely. So, close the door. We're on tool number 1. Let's bring it down to tool number 1. Let's see, what are we looking at? We're looking at about 806 out. So we're going to get this number 1 to minus 79. 790. Okay, Z over. And we're going to hit forward, coolant. Escape once the little tune is cut. Move this guy out of the way, but not up or down. Get a little towel. Dry it off. And we're going to take this boy here. Shake that diameter. 78.95. So that is only 5/10 thou off, which is half of a thou. Which essentially is not worth changing, but I'm going to. Alright, so 78.95, and then we're going to go tool number 7, which is an external threading tool. And we're going to go to 800. 800, there we go. We'll go here, get it ready. Gotta be careful, you don't want this to bang into that because you could break an expensive boring bar. That's never fun. So I'm going to get that real close. I'm going to put this at 200, the RPMs. Okay. Forward, no coolant because it's not necessary. Make a mark so that when I cut it, I can see it. I'm going to go magnifying glass again. That's a nice little mark. You might be able to see that. Okay, good enough. Then we're going to say that's 78.86. No, it's not. It's 78.95. Touch. Escape to turn it off. Bring it down just a little bit. And then we're going to go back. These will be good enough. This will be good enough to drill. Number 2, as long as the Z is good enough, I don't really care a whole lot about the X because I don't do any like fine cutting with it. Part stuff off. Excuse me. So that's how that works, boys and girls. Okay.